Use the Magic Wand tool to neutralize patterned papers. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to change a graphic style patterned paper into a patterned vellum paper. This video is being filmed in advanced mode of Photoshop Elements, but the instructions are exactly the same for Photoshop, except where noted. I'm starting here with a new 12 by 12 inch document at 300 pixels per inch with a white background. In order to see the vellum that we're going to create, we need to fill the background with gray. To do that, click on the foreground color chip to open the color picker. In the color picker, choose a medium gray. I'm using hex number C0C0C0 and then click OK. Press Alt Backspace, Option Delete on a Mac to fill the background with the foreground color. Then press the letter D to reset the color chips to the default of black over white. Next, open a graphic style paper with a high contrast and no texture. I'm using this paper from Unconditionally by Kim B Designs. Get the Move tool and holding down the Shift key, click and drag the pattern paper onto the new document. When choosing a paper, you'll want to pick papers that have small, clearly defined repeating patterns and are in good contrast to the background. Here are some example patterns that work well for this technique. And this is what they look like when the technique is applied. Now that you know what papers work best, let's isolate a piece of the paper. Get the rectangular marquee tool. It's nested with the other marquee tools. In the tool options, click on the new selection icon, set the feather to 0 and the aspect to normal. Photoshop users set the style to normal. On the document, click and drag out a rectangle to include the part of the pattern that you want to use. To reposition while dragging, hold down the spacebar. In the Layers panel, click on the Add Layer Mask icon. Next, we're going to turn the pattern white. Press Ctrl-J, Command-J on a Mac to duplicate the layer. Get the Magic Wand tool, and in the Tool Options, click on the New Selection icon. Set the tolerance to 32. Uncheck both Sample All Layers and Contiguous. Check Anti-Aliasing. Photoshop users set the sample size to point sample. Press Ctrl+, Command+ on a Mac several times to zoom into the pattern. To reposition while zooming, hold down the spacebar and click and drag on the document. On the document, click on the background of the pattern to select it. To choose different pixels, click again. Press the backspace key, delete key on a Mac, to delete the selected pixels. Press Ctrl-D or Command-D on a Mac to deselect. Press Shift-Control-Backspace or Shift-Command-Delete on a Mac to fill the pattern with white. The next step is to turn the background white. In the Layers panel, click on the thumbnail of the original paper layer to activate it. Press Ctrl-Backspace, Command-Delete on a Mac to fill the layer with white. In the Layers panel, lower the opacity to 40%. Press Enter or Return to commit the change. Press Ctrl-0, Command-0 on a Mac to fit the image to your screen. Now that we have the pattern vellum done, we're going to link the layers. This will ensure that they don't get separated. In the Layers panel, the original paper layer should still be active. Holding down the Shift key, click on the duplicate paper layer. Now the two layers should be active. Click on the Link Layers icon. Finally, you'll want to add a low opacity drop shadow. If you need help with that, you'll find instructions in the manual. As you finish your document, it's helpful to know that when using pattern vellum, it should be placed on a darker background. The pattern in the vellum won't be visible if the background of your document is white. Also, depending on the background of your page, you may need to adjust the opacity of the original paper layer up or down by 10%. Here is my finished page. Neutralizing one of the pattern papers allowed me to use it without it overwhelming the page. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. This has been Gina Harper with Digital Scrapper. We help you get your stories told.